Come on, Nick. Stand up for the assistant manager. Show respect.
Yeah, what did you say his name was? Ribbentrop?
You know what? I have to ball my lolly. I have to ball my lolly in antiseptic. When I think of his grubby fingers all over it, makes me want to puke.
Right, come and get your loot. What you layabouts have done to earn it, I don't know, I'm sure.
Sieg Heil!
Little things continue to please little minds, I notice. Right, check it and sign for it. Mistakes cannot be rectified afterwards.
Oi, look. This Nichols got bloody blood on it. Oi, Billy, you want to wash your bloody hands before you handle my bread?
You ought to offer up a little prayer tonight, Waters, and be grateful for the undeniable fact that someone's prepared to pay good money for doing nothing.
Yeah. How many people have you knocked off in your mind this morning, Billy? A couple of hundred of those airy strikers down at the docks, perhaps? Or 2,000 or 3,000 of those nasty little brown men in Vietnam?
They asked for it, mate. Who trying to pinch someone else's country, eh? Who decided against all the best advice to take on the world's most powerful military nation?
And who bloody lost it, eh?
Brian O'Reilly. Why don't you stick some coffee in the sugar? Come. Same as the old egg wipes, isn't it? Ah, they made the same mistake. You can't afford a ticket with the old Israelis, mate. They're too conversant with the arts of war.
Look at it. Bloody arch-imperialist.
I ain't ashamed of our imperialist past, Cocker. Look what we did for India. Look what we did for Africa. They'd still be in the Stone Age if it wasn't for us.
Yeah, take your maggoty fingers out of my nos tin, you pig.
Hen fruit. Is that all you got in there? You ain't got any bacon by any chance?
Look at it. He's a poxy cannibal.
I wouldn't defile my gob to describe your personality, Waters. Now, the trouble you lot is you're all politically naive. You don't know where the power lies. If you ain't satisfied with the human condition, you want to do something about it. Instead of sitting around here all day picking your noses. I don't know why you don't go up to smoke on some of these big demonstrations. They're crying out for volunteers. This egg's got rotten foul pest or something. Well, I suppose somebody better do some work. When are you going to clean out your cab, Rickson? Resembles an old rat's nest.
Mr. Turnbull, sir, would you do me a considerable favour? Piss off!
Don't waste your time looking for mushrooms. I was round here at 6 o'clock this morning. I picked them all myself.
He'd keep a dog from a butcher's shop, that bloke.
Yeah, I was wondering why there weren't no mushrooms.
Why do you think the president is doing this? Well, he might be a madman or something like that.
Everybody depends on luck, but they are mostly very more than they require.
More than terrified.
More than they require now.
Are you?
Everybody, not myself. Everybody in this line also.
Can I ask you how you feel at the moment here?
Everything all right, son, Major?
Well, 36 minutes late, Willy boy. I've had my dinner, yours is in the oven.
Everybody is fearing, you see, the president.
There was this advert at the local rag. Fellow wanted to sell some cat badgers. I went round to see him. He had a few I don't possess.
How much did he charge you? How much?
A couple of quid each. Cheap at the price. Nature Fusiliers and the old Connaught Rangers.
But what we would like is personal safety. All there have been so many queues and so many forms to be filled up.
We once laid next to the Lancashires, you know. It's in India, 36. Wild like the bastards. Came looking for our boys in the bazaars with the bayonets out one night. Only little blokes, you know. Hardly one of them more than about 5'6". Couldn't half fight though. They're bloody tigers. Scousers, most of them. Scum of Liverpool. That's where you get the best fighting soldiers, you know, Billy boys, straight out of the gutter. Stick something in their bellies and they're yours.
What have we got for Manjari tonight then?
Spuds, cabbage, and I got you some nice slices of that chopped pork, especially.
Spam, you bloody mean.
What you been up to today then, Billy boy?
Nothing special. Sorting out the monthly accounts, general administration, paying out the yobbos on the side.
I was in the Greyhound this morning, young fella come in about your age. Got all these little short shirts on, you know. You sat on a bar stool, lean over the bar, you'll see his bare arse hanging out. I think that sort of thing's disgusting. I said to him, I said, you're not in the bedroom now, son.
When you're cooking cabbage, Sergeant Major, you don't necessarily have to boil it for 3 hours.
If you'd have been able to go in the army when you was 15, you know, you'd have been a major by now, Billy. If only you hadn't have had TB when you was a nipper. Anything wrong with the lungs, you know, they won't have you. You can't tell them any different. I mean, you can have the other bloody ear off. Don't mind that. Good feet, good lungs, hard and ugly. That's what it used to be when I joined up. Are you listening to me?
I was driving down Applegate Street, and some young moron on a motorbike turned straight across me right out of a one-way street. I didn't half tell him his fortune.
Yeah. Oh, these young people nowadays, supposed to be college educated, thick as beef dripping, half of them. I was in the butcher's the other day, you know. Yeah. Young woman serving behind the counter, eyes covered in this bloody marzipan. Got one of these transparent blouses on. Oh, I don't see her nipples. Seen too many of my time. Anyway, she gave me the wrong change. I said to her, I said, how old are you, my dear? Oh, she said, that'd be telling, wouldn't it? I said, look here, my dear. I said, I've asked you a simple question. I'll be very pleased if you give me a simple answer.
Any more about a strike on the news?
Something about it. We're not going to move a single picket until our demands is met in full. Evil-faced commie bastard. Thin face, you know. What's his name? I won't mess about with these people who've had my way. The iron fist, mate, that's all they understand. Have another cup of tea.
There's something wrong with my windscreen wipers.
I was in a greyhound the other day. A chap asked me who was the greatest general who ever lived. I said, excuse me, sir. I said, you were talking about Lord Kitchener. I said, was, you know. Good man. People cried in the streets when they heard news of his death. I was only a nipper at the time. I remember it clear as day. I didn't make you any gravy. I didn't think you'd want it with cold meat.
I'll believe you. Thousands wouldn't.
You don't tell me you're going to leave that lovely chopped pork.
I'm not all that hungry.
Well, bloody hell, you're not going to waste it. How much is it a pound? Here, come on. Stick this in the meat safe. Have it for me breakfast tomorrow.
As you wish.
Some of you people. I want to try living on bully beef and biscuits for 6 months.
They don't exactly give that away nowadays.
What do you speak of?
Why don't you wash your ears out? Bully beef. I said it ain't all that cheap.
That's what it used to be in my day, mate. Bully beef, biscuits and McConaughey's tin stew if you was bloody lucky.
I better get changed, I suppose.
What is it, practice tonight? Yeah, well, I'll be going for my evening stroll in a couple of minutes. I'll be back at 2000, so if you come in late, don't forget to take your bloody great boots off.
There's one small request, Sergeant Major. Don't get pissed as usual.
Falcon to Sunray, are you receiving me? Over. It's nothing, sir. It's gone dead.
Never mind, scrub around it. Look, it's just to get shifty out that ridge at 2 o'clock. Corporal Waters, you come with me, keep your head down. Harrison, you know it's covering time. Stay where you are until you get orders from me or the company commander. Got it? Sir. Right. Go on, boys.
Sorry. Excuse me. This is the Sergeant Major's seat. I wonder if you'd possibly mind moving somewhere else. Sorry.
Good evening, Cyril.
Oh, there you
no
are,
uniform, Mr. Bandmaster.
Well, I've just sent it to the cleaners.
If we expect the lads to turn up to rehearsal wearing their uniforms, people like you and I should try and set an example.
It's a matter of time, Billy. I've been working all hours. Apart from which, I was about to mention that the Scouts want us out of here if we don't pay more rent.
Bloody hell, not again. How much they want?
$4.50 a week.
What, for this unprepossessing looking shack?
We can't afford it, Billy. We're down to under 17 quid.
I'll have to talk to these Shylocks. We could go elsewhere, I suppose. That'd shake them. Here. Stick that in.
I don't quite see where you should always have to put your hand in your pocket.
What's this manky-looking article?
It's Mr. Ems's. He said, could he have a new one? He's had it for 15 years.
Yeah, I think we can regard that as condemned. We got any in stock?
No.
We'll stick a demand in at the tailor's then. We don't have to pay for it, not yet.
Mr. Cox.
Excuse me, Mr. Parsons. Just a second, please. Do I not recall trying to impress upon you at the last band practice the advisability of getting your bloody thatch trimmed?
Look, Billy, everyone else grows their hair the way they want it. Why shouldn't I? Just because I play in a band, you know, doesn't mean...
No, let's be reasonable, please. I don't expect you winner. But when it gets to the point where the people behind are going to start treading on it...
Lots of my mates grow their hair much longer than me.
Yes, but they don't play my band, do they? Now, look, we got an engagement on Saturday, and I want a good 6 inches taken off that fuzz by then. Is that all right?
That's the way you want it. Billy, you better get somebody else.
Billy, but don't forget to hand your uniform in, clean and pressed.
We can't afford to lose him, Billy. We're down to the minimum number already.
Well, how many we got tonight?
5 so far.
5 out of 14? Still, one doesn't anticipate miracles. Well, we better make a start, Mr. Danes.
But we do have one new audition for trumpet.
Good. Good. Well, where is he?
Sitting over there.
But that's a young tart, Mr. Danes, unless my eyes deceive me. What do you imagine we're supposed to be running here, a knocking shop? I thought you were past it, you dirty old bugger.
Got to start taking girls soon, Billy. The young lads just aren't coming forward.
I've seen some truly remarkable things during my term of office, Mr. Danes, but I will not seek to have impurity in my band. As God is my witness, I won't.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, females don't understand the nature of discipline. And for another, what happens if someone knocks her up? Who carries the can? Billy Muggins, presumably.
You've got to see her, Billy. She's given up her whole evening.
We were under canvas at the time, about 400 miles from Baghdad, right down the middle of the desert. And we had a lot of trouble, you know, with the Arabs trying to nick the rifles. Well, as a matter of fact, all the lads had to sleep with their rifles chained round their wrists. Well, so every so often, one of these Arabs, loose swallows we used to call them, would sneak past the sentry, nip into a tent, chop a soldier's hand off, grab his rifle, vanish into the desert like a puff of smoke. Oh, cheerio. Anyway, on it... Thank you, Aubrey. Anyway, on this particular morning...
You can read music, I suppose.
Of course I can. Could read music when I was 11. I've been in the school orchestra for 6 years.
You better play something then.
What shall I play?
Anything, anything.
Will Summer of Voices calling be all right?
Yeah. Marvellous.
And things.
Yeah, well, I'll be getting in touch with you. Mr. Danes has got your address, I believe.
All right.
I thought she was very good.
Mr. Emsley! What are you doing? Now, come on, get filling the lot of you. Come on, you lot! What time do you call this? Right. Now, listen. Now, we got an engagement on Saturday over at Grimston Green. And we're going to rehearse the programme tonight. Now, I want a good turnout. Some of your uniforms ain't seen a bloody eye for 6 months. And while we're on the subject, if some of you do happen to have a bit of spare time, you might oblige me by polishing your boots. Right. We'll start with Marching Through Georgia.
Anyway, I just finished my siesta. About 6 o'clock in the evening, this was. I was just putting on my putties. Sergeant Bancroft came rushing in. So he says to me, he says, Sergeant Major, he says, we've just caught a loose swallow inside a compound. What shall I do with him? So I says to him, well, I says, your best bet, Sergeant Bancroft, is you put him under armed guard. I'll go and consult with the company commander. Anyway, I goes over to see Major Winstanley. Good man. He was soaping himself in a bath. Yeah. So I tells him about the loose swallow, and he says to me, well, he says, Sergeant Major, don't bother me with irrelevant details, he says. You know what to do with loose swallows, by which he meant, of course, shoot the bastard. Anyway, excuse me. I say, you two, if you two want to make love to each other, there's plenty of fields and woods a couple of miles up the road. Where was I before I was so rudely interrupted?
Mr. Emsley, sir.
Yes, Billy.
Perhaps I'm getting hard of hearing. And was that supposed to be a B flat you were playing, or a squeal from an imprisoned turd? Dressy, you got no cause to laugh! Oh, damn so bloody worse! Right, have it once more from the beginning.
Anyway, I told Sergeant Bancroft to bring the prisoner out onto the parade ground. Tight end and foot he was. Yeah, cheers, all the best. Cheers. Anyway, I draws out my pistol. Always used to wear a sidearm, you know, in those days. And I have a looks at him, and he's, you know, he's skin and bone, that's all he was. Filthy dirty, cobwebs in his toenails, you know. And do you know what, straight up, I felt sorry for him. You know, the way you feel sorry for a wild animal. So I said to him, I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, my son. I said, I am going to give you a chance. I said, I am going to count 10 before I fire. Well, he couldn't speak a word of English, but he knew what I was talking about, all right. He knew. Anyway, Sergeant Bancroft cuts him loose. Well, within 10 seconds, he's out of range, isn't he? Hearing across the desert like a good one. Anyway, we got this barbed wire fence all around the compound. You always have them. And the strands are about 4 inches apart. Well, this poor sod got no time to go over the top. Tries to go through the middle. Well, I mean, he hadn't got much flesh on him to start with. Most of what he did have got left on the barbed wire fence. Oh, Christ. Yeah, I laughed and all, I'll say.
Sit down there, here we are.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, it's not very nice weather, isn't it?
It's going to brighten up
Well, it probably will, won't it? Now look here, Albert, if you don't keep your hands to yourself, I'll tell your mother about you.
All right, you'll finish up with the news of the world. I can see it now. The Phantom Groper strikes again.
Listen, the way now tonight.
Yes?
How long were you there?
What?
Got a bit of company from the Caribbean, I notice.
Yeah. Of course, I served in Africa, you know, long time. Lagos, Freetown. That's where they all come from, you know. Oh, yeah, they were slaves, you know, in the beginning. Mind you, I was going all right with the old Sammies. Well, I mean, you shout at them, kick their asses for them. All they do is laugh, you know. Just laugh. Happy laughing Sam boys. Mind you, they didn't like work. Oh, if you let them, they'd sit under the banana trees all day waiting for the bleeding things to drop. Yeah, I know all about the African people, believe me.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The sack race is about to start in...
Billy! Billy! We're on in a couple of minutes. They're not quite ready with the tug-of-war, apparently. They want us to go on next.
I wish they'd make up their infantile minds. Is that all the people there are?
I'm afraid so. We've clashed with the Cowden Carnival, unfortunately. And they've got the drum and fifes of the Derbyshires up there. And of course this weather keeps people away.
What's wrong with the weather?
Still, maybe a few more will turn up later when the afternoon gets underway.
The better I'd do. Right, hold that. Right. Form up in marching order. Form up in marching order! Come on, hurry up! Get fed in! Come on, you rebel! Get a move on! That's it, you're dressing by the front.
Now, your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a little boy, and he says his name is Johnny.
Keep that in.
He doesn't really know what his name is.
Some of you people could do with a bloody valet. Stand still. Stand still! What's the matter with you? You got some violence dance assembly. What are you laughing for? Who are in your position? Come on!
Please, to the refreshment tent. You'll be waiting for us. Thank you very much.
Now look here, Albert.
Keep quiet! Now look, I'm not particularly enchanted by your nasty little gob, so just keep it shut! What's the matter with you, Albert? Got a touch of the fidgets? We'll just try holding your breath, eh?
Well, gentlemen, well, next we have the egg.
Stand still!
This is always a load of fun. Everyone
Right.
enjoys this because, you know, it always
Now keep on your toes. I want to see bags of swank.
And I would like to announce that the raffle will be going on behind the beer tent.
God almighty, looks him pretty good, Nick.
Yeah, look at him. Loves himself all over. Right down to his little toe pits, the scourge of the working man. He'll be breaking out all over in little swastikas any second.
They ought to stuff him and stick him in a museum with all the dinosaurs.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. We are now going to have an exhibition of marching and music by the Halliwell Town Brass Band, led by Mr. Billy Turnbull.
Hey! Billy for England! Billy for England!
Permission to carry on, Mr. Bandmaster.
Carry on, drum major. Left, right. Go on, Bill.
Action! No! Stand still!
Oi, Billy, you've got jam all down the front of your
Get a light,
feet.
Get him!
Why did you wipe it off?
There's blood.
I'll have a pint of best bitter, please.
Best bitter? Right.
You've done that. The model. You know the sort of thing. Yeah, I'd want
That gentleman in the corner. Think I know his face. Regular customer, is he?
Oh, yeah, that's old Reg Turnbull. Regular as clockwork.
That's it. You got it. Oh, yes, I know that name.
The funny thing was, I said to him, I thought, what's it? He said, well, I'm a conscientious objector, Sergeant Major, he said. So I said, well, my son, I said, if you're so bloody conscientious, I said, you better start by scrubbing the floor in the officers' mess kitchen.
Excuse me, gentlemen, I hope I'm not intruding.
Not at all.
You are ex-Colour Sergeant Turnbull, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Don't you remember me? Regimental Sergeant Major Fuchs, the old 1st Battalion.
Oh, yes.
Do you mind if I join you? I don't often meet an old comrade.
Two old sweats together, eh?
Yes, I served my king and country for 32 years, I'm proud of it. My time in the army taught me a lot about human nature.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've got to go and see my son.
Most unlike Reg to leave his beer.
Did I say something wrong?
All right, Mr. Turnbull. Shall I get someone to run you home?
What's that bird doing in your band, Billy? I didn't know you facing agenda.
Boy, blubber guts, take a pace back and catch up with your rivals.
When are you going to start the Third World War, Billy?
I don't know. Never fails to amaze me how some people get their kicks.
Here come the boys. You've got your stripes on upside down, Billy.
Marvellous. Look at us, step, mate.
The recess my father wore. That's lovely.
Boy, get in here.
Got a beautiful pair of legs, darling. Boy, Scourge, beat him. Put him in that drum. Lovely. That's lovely, Billy. Good. Shut.
right, mate, I'll fix you. Give me. I've always wanted to join a band. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you're a little doll. You're an absolute little doll. And I can shake all the way through you.
Up behind you, Billy! Wallace! Go away, Wallace! Go away! Get out of my way, Wallace!
There, Will!
Hey! Billy! You've lost your band, mate!
I got your band!
Cyril! Cyril, what are you doing over there?
I got your band, Billy!
Get in foul, Cyril! Get in foul! Parsons, get in line!
That's beautiful.
Nice one.
Yes. This was in Persia, or Mesopotamia, as it used to be known. Very hot it was. Real hot. Scalding hot. Europeans used to die like flies. Even the natives used to die like flies. You couldn't touch the metal parts of a machine gun, gentlemen. If you did, you'd lose all the skin off your fingers.
Yeah, well, it must have been very nasty for you. I mean, I don't mind...
Now, at the time, my commanding officer was Colonel Fincham. Lovely man he was. I shall remember him to the day I die. He said to me, "Tom Major, what we've got to have is more discipline." I say, "Try."
One large brandy and soda with a touch of lime and ice.
One large brandy.
First campaign they'd been in, you see.
And soda.
Some of them were foolhardy.
Did you have a reasonable engagement?
Not bad at all.
Many there?
Quite a surprising few, considering the inclement weather.
And the others were, you know, they kicked heads.
Where's the old man, then?
Hasn't been in this evening. Lunchtime he was in, but he left early. Not feeling quite himself, I believe.
You mean he's had a skinful and gone home to sleep it off?
Yes, perhaps that might be an accurate summary of the situation.
Yes, that's what the army's all about, gentlemen. Discipline.
Get your feet on the deck. Lie now, Riley. You've been lying there stinking all afternoon.
Charlie, Charlie, get out of bed. I can't, bloody nigh dead.
You shouldn't boo so much if you can't hold it, Sergeant Major. Got some Chinese manchari here. Very nice, very tasty. You want some? Bean shoots, sweet and sour pork, all that caper. I'm just going to have mine. I'm as hungry as a cart horse. So if you want yours, you better get a wriggle on before I scuff the bloody issue. I'll say one thing for these old stinks. They certainly know how to cook. Hey, come on, Shag Nasty. Rise and shine, yours are getting cold. Oh, no. If I'm going to come up there and dig you out, oh dear, oh dear.
He cometh up and is cut down like a flower. He fleeth as it were a shadow and never continueth in one stay. In the midst of life we are in death. Of whom may we seek for succour but of thee, O Lord, who for our sins are justly displeased. Yet, O God most holy, O Lord most mighty, O holy and most merciful Saviour, deliver us not into the bitter pains of eternal death. Thou knowest, Lord, the secrets of our hearts. Shut not thy merciful ears to our prayer, but spare us...
Stop!
Turn that bloody engine off, ain't you got no respect for the dead? Look, I know you've got a lot of these things to do today, but there's no need to be in such a hurry. He's going to be a long time dead.
But spare us, Lord most holy, O God most mighty, O holy and merciful Saviour, Thou most worthy Judge eternal, suffer us not at our last hour for any pains of death to fall from Thee.
Had a weak heart. He was liable to shuffle off any time. I always said so to Charles, didn't I, Charles? I always said, oh, Reggie's liable to pop off at a moment's notice. It was exactly the same with old Mr. Wardlow, who used to live just opposite to us. Only he went when he was sitting in the gentleman's lavatory outside the Corn Exchange. Mind you, I think it's ever so much better to go out just like that, rather than going downhill all the time. I'd hate to have to go into hospital when my time comes. I think hospitals are dreadful places. They're so impersonal. And the nurses, well, I mean, they just treat you as if you was part of the furniture. Would anyone like any strawberries?
Not for me. I'm allergic to strawberries.
Well, isn't that just like men? I take all the trouble to go up the supermarket before we came away just to get these lovely strawberries, and now nobody wants them. Just as if they were cheap, either. As a matter of fact, they're very expensive this time of the year, only I thought I'd get them as a special treat.
Yes. I shall always remember the last time I saw poor old Reg.
Oh, yes, I can tell you the last time we saw Reg. It was about 2 years ago. That time he came to stay in our house for the weekend. We all went on a coach trip to Margate. And I can tell you why I remember it particularly. It was because I happened to be wearing that blue dress of mine for the first time, one with the pink dots, and the matching hat. You know, the straw one with the pink ribbon. Don't you remember? Reg said I looked 10 years younger. Anyway, old Reg was dying for a drink, so we left him in the pub and we went on a trip on one of those steamers, and I got talking to the captain, and he said he used to be in the Navy, so of course I was telling him about time when I was in the Wrens during the war, and he said, oh yes, I remember your face, and it turned out to be actually this petty officer that I nearly got
And
engaged.
Marjorie, would you do something for me?
Well, of course, Billy, you know me. I'd do anything for you.
Well, in that case, shut your bloody great cake hole for 5 minutes.
Charles, you going to sit there and let your nephew talk to me like that?
I don't see why not. There's 2 other people in this room trying to get a word in edgeways, and I don't see why they shouldn't have the opportunity.
Well, all right, I suppose I do talk a bit too much sometimes, Billy. But it's Charles's fault, because when we're at home and I say something to him, he just sits there and doesn't utter a word. And if I didn't talk, it'd just be all quiet and horrible all the time. Anyway, there's just one more thing I want to say, and then I'll keep quiet.
Well, come on then, let's get it over with.
Well, you see, when Charles and I were driving over here in the car, we were discussing... Well, anyway, we agreed. You see, we knew that poor old Reg never had anything of much value, so Charles said, of course we know he's left everything to you, Billy, which is only right, but Charles did say that you might let us have, well, You know, a sort of little souvenir, just something to remember Reg by.
Just a minute. I don't remember any such conversation in the car coming over.
Go on, up upstairs. If you see anything you fancy, you can have it.
Oh, all right then.
I don't know how you can go on living with a woman like that, year after year, and not go starkers.
It sometimes puzzles me. Once or twice I thought of doing something about it. But as you get older, Billy, you don't seem to have the energy to make big decisions. Listen, Billy. There's one or two items I wanted to talk over with you. It's just on opening time. Perhaps you could slip across the road to the pub over the road.
Well, why can't we talk about them in here?
Well, they're of what you might call of a delicate nature. For your ears alone.
Come on, then. Ben, Marjorie?
Yes?
I've got something down here for you.
Oh. What is it?
His most cherished possession.
Oh.
There's just one thing you got to remember. Don't polish the blade. There's this bit of kraut fat on the end he was specially proud of.
Shall we sit over there in the corner?
No. This will do us here.
Here's cheers.
Yeah.
Now, Billy, first thing I've got to tell you is something which perhaps best be buried with Reg. I only mention it because human nature being what it is, you're bound to hear it sooner or later from some other source.
Well, come on then, let's have it.
Well, you see, Reg was never a sergeant major. Oh, I don't mean he wasn't a fine soldier. The old king and country certainly got their whack out of him, but the highest rank he ever made was company quartermaster sergeant. Mind you, he would have been sergeant major, but he had to go and do a silly thing and blot his copybook.
And what might that have been?
He went and nicked 4 2-pound tins of jam from the stalls, wrapped them up in a lightweight blanket, and stuck them in the back of a wagon ready for transportation back to his married pad. Which is quite understandable. But what Reg also did was to go and get tanked up in the mess beforehand. And when he staggered out, tight as a bloody tick, it was black as pitch outside, and he finished up by sticking the plum and apple in the wrong bloody truck. And being Reg, he had to go and pick the commanding officers. Well, they gave him the choice of 2 alternatives. One was a field general court-martial. The other was a quick and voluntary return to Civvy Street. Reg, being sensible, took the second course.
Well, this ain't no news to me. It all came out one night when he was pissed out of his head.
In that case, why didn't you stop me?
I wanted to get the right version. He always used to exaggerate a bit.
Right. I'll tell you something you don't know. Now, this is going back 20 years. Now, as a boy, Billy, you was always dead keen to join the army like your dad. You loved marches, military tattoos. You'd walk 5 miles to watch a parade. Now, this is round about the time that Reg made his exit from the forces. Not without a certain spirit of resentment on my dad. Well, 6 months after that, your mother dies. Knocked over by a tram. Very tragic it was, however. After that, Reg wasn't too happy about your enlistment. He'd come to realise that you was his only close relative remaining. And he didn't like the idea of being left all alone in this world. So, he informed you that you'd had tuberculosis when you was a lad, and that disqualified you from military service. He told me what he'd done. Save his conscience, I suppose. But I was sworn to keep the secret as long as he was still in the land of the living. Mind you, Billy, he might have done you a good turn, boy. If he'd have let you join up, you could be lying under some foreign sod by now.
Good morning, sir. Is there something I can do for you?
Just having a glance round. Well, I've got this young brother who's vaguely thinking of joining.
Oh, what age is he? Only the point is, we're only interested in chaps under 26 at the moment, unless, of course, they've got special qualifications.
Have you got anything in the Grenadier Guards?
Not much hope with the Guards regiments, I'm afraid. They don't expect to have any vacancies for at least 2 years.
Just as well. My brother reckons all the Guards are pig ignorant.
Has he ever considered the catering corps? Now, they teach you a trade, and they're crying out for recruits.
Catering corps?
Otherwise, unless he has any technical training.
Oh. No. No, I think I'll tell him not to bother. I mean, I've seen all you young soldiers nowadays. All sloppy, slovenly. No pride in yourselves, no pride in your uniform. All this hanging round street corners like a bunch of yobbos. All that familiarity with the officers. You got no discipline.